What is going on, guys? It's your boy, the Stam on the V side, Tan Tigers 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, Tan Tigers 01, Twitch and Stam1, follow me on Instagram as well, hit that bell notification button. I'm here to give you my thoughts on Game 5 of the Tri Nation Series. Apparently, this is the Walton Tri Nation Series. So, yes, the Bangladeshi is the title sponsor of this tournament, powered by some other company, Seven Ring Cement or something. Alright. Um, this match was the, you could sort of say, the return bout between West Indies and Bangladesh. And the result of this match was West Indies ended up scoring 247 for 9, and Bangladesh ended up scoring 248 for 5, with um, uh, 16 balls to spare. I would like to say, yeah, 16 with 16 deliveries to spare. Okay. As for West Indies, who won the toss and batted first, Shea Hope made 87 of 108 balls, 6 fours and a six. Sunil Ombre or Ambrose, however you want to say it, made 23 of 19 balls, 4 fours. Darren Bravo needs to start proving his worth. Uh, Made 6 of 13. Roston Chase. In fact, I think he should bat lower down the order if this is going to be the case. Uh, Made 19 of the 29 balls. Uh, Jonathan Carter, I think he should actually bat up the order. He made 3 of 14 balls because I think Jonathan Carter is actually much more of a batsman than Roston Chase. In fact, Roston Chase, I think he's more of a lower order, maybe power hitter type of batsman, maybe. Jason Holder, because I haven't seen enough from him to be convinced that he should bat at number 4. Jason Holder made 62 of 76 balls with 3 fours and a 6. Fabian Allen, I still don't understand why is he in the side. In fact, you could just play another pacer at this. You could play a Shannon Gabriel or whatever at that spot. Uh, 7. Ashley Nurse made 14 of 12 balls, 1 4. Raymond Reefer, wise, yeah, things like these matter. He is a debutant. Why is he batting number 9 and not number 11? Made 7 of 12. Kemar Roach made 3 of 4, and I believe he was not out. And Sheldon Cottrell made 8 of 4 with the 6. Okay. As for the bowling, this is something I didn't quite understand. Abu Jaid is a debutant. He opened the bowling, and his opening spell was actually not good. 9 overs, no maiden for 56 runs. And listen, if the BCB decide right now that based on this, they might consider dropping Abu Jaid. He's maybe a bit way too green. I can completely understand. Completely understand, because you have essentially 2 more proper games until you get into the thick of things, until you start the World Cup, not counting the warm-up games. You have 2 more proper games. The match against Ireland and the match against West Indies in the finals. Provided we don't get a washout, a rain out. We don't get a washout. 2 more games. This is not the time for a pacer to make a debut and then if he has not found his footing, to find his footing. I don't think this is the time. So don't be surprised if Taskin Ahmed is called back in place of Abu Jaid, because I think they would rather go on built experience instead of like what they have right now. In fact, like what, let me just finish talking about this match and then like I'll talk about the next match. I'll talk about the next match. Okay, I'll preview the next match. Mashrafi Mortaza, he went for 60 runs in 10 overs, but he did pick up 3 wickets. At his age, with his pace, this is actually very good. Okay, Mehdi Miraz bowled 10 overs for 41 runs, picked up 1 wicket. Mustafiz Rahman, this was very good to see. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 43 runs for 4 wickets. Sorry about that. Let me just put that on mute. Okay, an economy of 4.77. Shakib Al Hassan, he bowled 10 overs, 1 maiden, 27 runs and 1 wicket. This is also equally as impressive. And Shamma Sarkar, maybe not the right time to call him on when your frontline 5 bowlers are bowling so well. 2 overs for 15 runs, 7.5 runs and over. In reply, Tamim Iqbal scored 21 of 23 balls with 4 fours. Shammo Sarkar scored 54 of 67 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes. And Shakib Al Hassan scored 29 of 35 balls with 3 fours. Mushfiqur Rahim scored 63 of 73 balls with 5 fours and a 6. And Muhammad Mithun scored 43 of 53 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes. And I believe the next was Mahmudullah Riyad, was not out, 30 of 34 balls, 1 4 and 1 6, and Sabir Rahman did not face a delivery. Okay, just to give you a bit more of context, West Indies had 8 extras, so that's not good, but that's not too bad either. Okay, as for West Indies, Kemar Roach, he needs to check himself right now. 6 overs for 46 runs and 1 wicket. So everyone started to figure him out. Okay, Sheldon Cottrell, 9.2 overs, 38 runs at 4.07, so no wickets. So you could say he sort of tried defending a small total. Ashley Nurse, surprisingly enough, 10 overs. Hold up. Stupid. Here's why I don't like Cricinfo. It's too glitchy. It's way too glitchy. Okay, Ashley Nurse, 10 overs, 53 runs for 3 wickets. So at least he was attacking enough. 5.3. Roston Chase, he tried turning his hand in it. 6 overs for 24 runs, no wickets. Fabian Allen, 3 overs for 11 runs. They're just playing it safe, I guess. And Jason Holder also needs to check himself. 8 overs, 1 maiden, 43 runs, 1 wicket, 5.37. And finally, we had Raymond Reefer, 5 overs, 31 runs, no wickets, 6.20 or so 6.2ish. Okay, anyways, now about the match. Okay, another a good victory by victory by Bangladesh. Although they need to work a bit more on their batting technique because although West Indies bowling actually sort of sort of improved, but their fielding went down because um, there were a good number of drop catches. I wouldn't say it's too many, but there were more than you would be comfortable with. They're like two or maybe three. There's you generally be comfortable with, well, technically zero, but maybe one is acceptable. But two or three, especially if it's three, then that's not good. Okay. Apart from that, West Indies ground fielding was also not that good. And speaking of which, even Bangladesh's ground fielding was also not that good. However, what I noticed, especially after that first spell where Mashrafi for some reason he kept trying to go short and short and short and short and whatnot. In the end, he actually figured out how to get Shea Hope and I believe it was Roston Chase or no, I think it was Jason Holder. He got him out by coming way round the wicket, with using the width of the crease pretty much as much as possible, coming around the wicket, bowling right arm medium. And that technique seemed to have worked. Also, there was a very good catch taken by Shomo Sharkar in the slip. So, if we are getting a prominent slip fielder in Shomo Sharkar, I would say stick with it. But it's also good to see back-to-back 50s by Shomo Sharkar, and the middle of the Bangladeshi batting lineup being tested a little bit. Like Mushfiqur Rahim getting a bat, Mahmudullah getting a bat. Although Mahmudullah I believe there was one drop chance of him. Against better teams, these chances will be taken. So Mushfiqur Rahim, Mahmudullah, Mohammad Mithun, Shakibul Hasan, all these batsmen, they need to be very cognizant of this, that they can't give all these drop chances because all these chances, they're not going to be dropped every day. The day that they're not dropped and pretty much all of them are taken, Bangladesh will struggle to make even 160 runs. And you don't want that, especially if you're Bangladesh cricket supporter, you don't want to see that. Okay, Abu Jaid, I would say bad luck, or maybe nerves maybe got a bit of the better of him, a bit of a bit of better of him, I guess. Maybe in the next match we'll get to see, instead of Abu Jaid, we'll get to see Farhad Reza, and instead of Mustafiz, we'll get to see Rubal Hussain or Taskin Ahmed, or maybe we'll get Taskin Ahmed and Rubal Hussain, or maybe for one match Mahmudullah will be dropped. They'll play especially against Ireland, because there's nothing left to lose. They might try an extra bowler. They might try Taskin Ahmed and Farhad Reza and Rubal Hussain. I will completely not be against that, because before the finals, I believe your bench needs to be tested. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they give Naeem Hassan a go and drop Mehdi Miraz, just for the purposes of testing them. Yeah, if it gives Ireland a win, whatever, man, whatever. But I think people like Shomo Sharkar, Tamim Iqbal, Shakibul Hasan, Mushfiqur Rahim, they need to stay in. To an extent, even Mortada needs to stay in, because Mortada needs to, unless he has an injury or something, Mortada needs to maintain his form as much as possible, because especially at this age, especially with the state of his body, he needs he needs to keep his body as fresh and as condition aware, or condition acclimatized as possible. So without stressing his body way too much, if he can get these last two games in, I wouldn't be surprised. As for West Indies, listen, the problem has been exposed. You have maybe one or two batsmen. You have Sunil Ambrish, you have Shea Hope, You have maybe a Jonathan Carter, maybe a Austin Chase. No, sorry, a Jason Holder, maybe a Jason Holder, maybe a Austin Chase. Apart from these guys, the rest of your batsmen are not firing. So once they get these guys out, the rest pretty much just tend to fold, just like that. So maybe they're waiting for John Campbell to get back into form. Maybe we'll get to see that in the West Indies versus Bangladesh final, and West Indies finally get to beat Bangladesh after like a series of defeats. I believe in the last 6 games, Bangladesh beat West Indies 5 times. No, I'm not gonna do the Booker T stuff. So Bangladesh beat West Indies 5 times. So maybe we'll get a better showing from West Indies in that match. I believe Shannon Gabriel was also out with a bit of an injury. I don't think it would have made a difference though, because here's one thing I learned about, like I found out about the West Indian bowlers. They try to outpace the batsmen. They don't try to outsmart them. They don't bowl enough slower deliveries. They don't bowl enough variation deliveries. They don't use at least from what I saw from the highlights, they don't execute using the depth and the width of the crease, judiciously and like strategically, reading the batsman's habits and trying to outfox them into getting their wickets. Just look at Murtaza, how he got like Shea Hopes, and I believe it was John Carter or I think it was Jason Holder. Yeah, those two guys' wickets. Murtaza usually doesn't bowl like that. Okay, that being said, yeah, I guess someone should have pointed out that maybe I missed this in commentary, but in this match, the first delivery of the match was a wide, and the last delivery of the match was also a wide. So yeah, they gave those eight extras. Maybe reduce that, especially when you're defending a total that is less than 250. For the next match, I wouldn't be surprised if Sabir Rahman is actually like put in front of Mushfiqur Rahim to bat, because you need to see how much firepower he has. And Yasser Ali, I don't think he gets the game. I really don't, because there's no point of him getting a game, because the problem with our team is not the batting, it's the bowling. At least what we have seen so far, it's mostly the pace bowling, maybe even a bit of the spin bowling, but it's not the batting. And as for West Indies, they have a lot of problems. I believe, as soon as Shemron Hetmeyer and Chris Gale return, I have a feeling this West Indies team are gonna show up with better performances. But right now, I wouldn't call this a B string side, but still, right now, like opportunities like these, where you have your main players, some of your main players unavailable, your youngsters absolutely have to fire. Why do I bring up Roston Chase? I'm like, this guy has been around for quite a few ODIs, yet he is not performing, especially against Bangladesh in ODI cricket. So I believe he has like 150 or something like that. I don't think that's good enough, man. Especially when you're going into the World Cup, I don't think that's good enough. And what happened to Rovman Powell? Is he not selected for this squad, for this tour, or for the West Indies squad? I don't know. Is he playing the IPL? I don't know. But anyways, that's about it, guys. For the next match, expect a lot of changes from Bangladesh's side, and expect a Bangladesh win as well. Although if they lose, I wouldn't be that shocked. I will be a little disappointed, but I wouldn't be that shocked. But as always, here's hoping that the youngsters who get a chance, they actually perform pretty well and give, like I said, the selectors a good headache. Especially people like Tafkin Ahmed. If he can swing the ball with pace and bounce and whatnot, because Steve Rhodes saying that it's the height variation and whatnot the that caused Taskinama's selection. That's not that good of an excuse, especially in 2019. That might work with younger nations, younger cricketing nations that are not that much experience in ODIs and whatnot. But with teams like England and South Africa, they've been around the block, so they know exactly what to expect from what to expect from a bowler in terms of their default pace and bounce and whatnot, just after facing two or three deliveries. So for them getting adjusted to all that variation, it won't take that much time. But if Taskin Ahmed can prove himself to be effective, then I wouldn't have a problem him replacing someone like an Abu Jaid. All right, and you know what? I would like to see also what Farhad Reza has to offer, uh, because I think there's still a few more years you can get out of him. All right, that's about it, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this match in the comment section below, and what are your predictions for the next match? What playing 11 do you see coming, and what outcome do you see coming? It's your boy, the Entertainment, and we said the Bengal Dragon signing out.